All right, so here we got a lot of stuff. So this table lists the U.S. fossil fuel production as a percentage of total energy production for selected years. They give us a linear regression model, but we're going to do that ourselves also. And it's going to be where X represents the years since 1985. So what does that mean? Well, that means that, and when we do this, this will be 0, then it'll be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so that's going to be what our x's are. Our production is just going to be what it shows here, and that's what we're going to type into our calculator. So we're going to draw the scatter plot on our calculator and do the graph of the model on the same axes. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go over to calculator. We're going to input the data. And because there's so much data, I didn't put it in as I go this time. I'm just going to do that. Now we want a scatter plot. So to get a scatter plot, we have to hit second Y. We want to turn the scatter plot on. So we're going to hit enter and say on. And so once we have that on, we can say now let's go to stat, calc, and let's do our linear regression. So we can go down, put vars, put 1, 1, and now it should show a scatter plot as well as the line once we get to it. Well, there's our equation. They had negative 0.19 and 83.75. So we got the same value, so that's good. Now our graph, that's what it's going to look like. And so I put it out a little bit further, but that's what our scatter plot is actually looking like here. Okay, so that's what we get. Now, so we have our scatter plot on the same axis as the linear regression, and so we have that. So now let's go back over here and see what else is done. So we've done that, and instead of drawing it by hand, I just did it that way. Interpret the slope of the model. Well, what is our slope? Well, our slope is a negative 0.19. So what does that mean? Well, if I can get my pen here, it means the rate of change is a negative 0.19% per year. Okay, so it's going to go down 0.19% per year as we go down the thing here. Okay. Now, we're supposed to use the model to predict fossil fuel in 2025. Well, when's that going to be? Well, that's going to be 10 years after this. So we want in 40 years. Okay, so let's use our calculator to do that. So we're going to do second trace. We want a value and we want the time to be 40. So that looks to be 76.04%. So this is going to be, that was a rate of change, so that was B, C. That's going to be what we're doing is we're basically plugging it in. And so we're going to have, this is basically Y of 40 is going to be 76.04%. So that's what it was asking for that one. Now, the next one, we're supposed to use the model to estimate the first year which fossil fuel production is less than 70% of the total energy production. All right, so what we need to do then is we need to draw another line on our graph. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here and we're going to say, well, let's go here and we want it to be less than 70%. So let's say y is going to be less than 70. So basically, wherever those two intersect. Well, that means it's below here, so now we need to change our window. And so let's put that at 60. Now let's see what it looks like. There we go. And it looks like we have to go out further for the x's, so let's go to 90. And sometimes you just have to play around into it. So at this point, this is going to be when it is equal to the value 70. So anything below that is going to be, or after that, and x is going to be the time. So second trace, we want to find the intersection point. So anytime, let's see here, after x is 71.3, basically, then we should be okay. So let's write that down, 71.3. Let's go back over here. So for D, it's going to be 71.3, and that's years after 1985. So if we go ahead and do that, that's going to be what? 2056.3. So roughly in the year 2057, it will be less than 70%. So that's when it's going to be in the year. So that's kind of gives us the thing. So we had our going down, the 70% is here, and we want it to be after that. And so 71.3 was right on it. So anything after that. And so we'll say in the year 2057 is going to be the next year after that. And so, because it's going to be, this is 2056, this is going to be 3 months in or 3/10 of a year into it. So sometime during the year 2057, it's going to be less than that 70%. All right. All right. So let's stop there and we'll come back for some more.